We've all been there. You're ready to settle in for a movie night, or maybe you're about to jump into a high-stakes competitive match online. You turn on your VPN to stay secure, and suddenly everything grinds to a halt. Buffering wheels, lag spikes, and downloads that look like they will finish in next century. It's the ultimate frustration. The problem is that if you visit the website of almost any VPN provider, they all say the exact same thing. They all claim to be the fastest VPN on the market, but logically, they can't all be the fastest. That's just impossible. So how do you separate the clever marketing slogans from the actual raw performance? That is exactly what we're doing today. At Cyber Insider, we don't just take their word for it, we put them to the test. We've run extensive benchmarks on the most popular VPNs to see which ones actually deliver. We tested download speeds, connection stability, and consistency across different servers. We utilized a 1000 megabits per second baseline connection with a physical Cat7 Ethernet cable to eliminate any Wi-Fi bottlenecks. Today, we're counting down the top 3 absolute fastest VPNs based on our data. We'll cover their peak speeds, their pricing, and the specific technology that makes them so fast. If you're tired of sacrificing speed for security, this is the only guide you need. Before we reveal number 3, it is important to understand how we're rating these services. Speed isn't just one number. We looked at 3 specific areas. First, download speeds. This is where the rubber meets the road. It determines how fast you can stream 4K content or download large files. Second is connection speeds. This is the handshake. Nobody wants to stare at a connecting spinning circle for 30 seconds. We measured how quickly the VPN actually establishes the tunnel. And finally, consistency. A VPN might be fast on a server in New York, but does it crumble when you connect to London or Tokyo? We looked for consistent performance across the entire network. We also paid close attention to the VPN protocols. Through our testing, one protocol stood out above the rest: WireGuard. You're going to hear that name a lot in this video because it's the secret weapon for modern VPN speed. In our tests, WireGuard massively outperformed older protocols like OpenVPN, sometimes by over 50%. Now, let's get into the results. Coming in at number 3 on our list is IPVanish. This is a veteran in the VPN industry, and in our latest rounds of testing, they proved they can still hang with the best of them. IPVanish is a US-based provider, which some privacy purists might find less than ideal due to Five Eyes jurisdiction, but they have countered this with a strict audited no-logs policy. What makes IPVanish land at the podium is their implementation of the WireGuard protocol. When we switched over to WireGuard during our testing, IPVanish delivered some seriously impressive numbers. We clocked a peak download speed of 829 megabits per second on our gigabit line, while connected to a server in Seattle. This is incredibly fast. It's more than enough to handle multiple 4K streams simultaneously without a single frame of buffering. A major reason for this speed is their infrastructure. Unlike many competitors who rent their servers, IPVanish actually owns and manages a vast majority of their network infrastructure. They have over 3,200 servers in more than 110 countries. By owning the hardware, they have tighter control over traffic management and optimization, which reduces latency. However, the reason IPVanish sits at number 3 and not number 1 is consistency. While that 829 megabits per second peak was amazing, the average speeds across different locations were slightly lower than our top 2 contenders. But don't get me wrong, it's still blazing fast. Beyond speed, IPVanish offers great value. They allow unlimited simultaneous connections, which is a huge bonus if you have a household full of devices. You can protect every phone, laptop, and tablet without worrying about hitting a device limit. They also have a fully featured app for the Amazon Fire Stick, making it a top choice for streaming on your TV. Price-wise, IPVanish is competitive, coming in at around $2.99 per month. We also have a discount link in the description that can get you a 76% off coupon. If you want raw speed, with the ability to connect an unlimited number of devices, IPVanish is a fantastic entry point. Moving up the ladder to the silver medal position, we have Surfshark. Surfshark has built a reputation for being a premium VPN at a budget-friendly price, but our tests show that budget definitely does not apply to their performance. Based in the Netherlands, Surfshark is another service that has undergone independent audits to verify their no-logs claims, so your privacy is in good hands. When we put Surfshark to the test, the results were consistently impressive. We saw peak download speeds of 752 megabits per second on a New York server. While that single peak number is technically slightly lower than the IPVanish's peak, Surfshark takes the number 2 spot because of its consistency. Across the board, on almost every server we tested, Surfshark held steady above 300 to 400 megabits per second. It was rare to find a slow server. Surfshark achieved this through a massive network of 4,500 servers in 100 countries. Like IPVanish, they fully support the WireGuard protocol, which is the primary driver behind these speeds. They also offer a feature called camouflage mode, which obfuscates your traffic to make it look like regular browsing. Usually, obfuscation slows you down significantly, but Surfshark manages to keep things snappy even with these extra security layers active. One thing to note is that Surfshark is incredibly feature-rich. You get clean web, which blocks ads and malware before they even load. This actually speeds up your browsing experience because your browser isn't wasting resources downloading heavy ad scripts. You also get multi-hop or double VPN servers for extra encryption. But the real killer feature here is the price-to-performance ratio. Surfshark is famous for being affordable. You're looking at a price point of around $1.99 per month if you use our coupon code in the description. Our deal gets you 87% off, plus an additional 3 months for free. For a VPN that delivers speeds over 700 megabits per second, paying less than $2 is unmatched value. Just like IPVanish, Surfshark offers unlimited simultaneous connections. So if you want a service that is consistently fast, incredibly cheap, and covers your entire digital life, Surfshark is the runner-up you should consider. Before we unveil the absolute fastest VPN we tested, we need to talk about the technology that powers the number 1 spot. We mentioned WireGuard earlier, but it is important to understand why it changes the game. For years, OpenVPN was the gold standard. It was secure and reliable, but it was heavy. It consists of thousands of lines of code. WireGuard is different. It is streamlined, consisting of only about 4,000 lines of code. This makes it much easier for your device to process the encryption. In our head-to-head comparison, the difference was staggering. On a macOS system, WireGuard was 57% faster than OpenVPN. In Seattle, OpenVPN gave us 222 megabits per second, while WireGuard on the same server delivered 903. In Los Angeles, OpenVPN hit 226, while WireGuard soared to 168. And the data is clear. If you want speed, the protocol matters just as much as the provider, and our number 1 pick has taken this technology and perfected it. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for. The fastest VPN we've tested at Cyber Insider is NordVPN. NordVPN dominates our speed benchmarks, and it isn't particularly close. Based in Panama, a privacy-friendly jurisdiction, NordVPN has always been a heavy hitter, but the recent upgrades have put them in a league of their own. In our download speed tests, NordVPN clocked a massive 903 megabits per second. That is practically maximizing the potential of our gigabit test line. But what was even more impressive was the long-distance performance. Usually when you connect to a server across the ocean, your speed tanks. With NordVPN, when we connected to the servers in the UK from our US lab, we were still getting over 650 megabits per second. That is unheard of for transatlantic connections. So how are they doing it? It comes down to 2 things: NordLinks and infrastructure upgrades. NordVPN didn't just implement stock WireGuard. They built their own proprietary protocol around it called NordLinks. It combines the raw speed of WireGuard with double NAT technology to ensure zero data is written to the server disk, maximizing both speed and privacy. Furthermore, NordVPN has been aggressively upgrading their hardware. They're currently rolling out 10 gigabits per second servers across key locations to prevent bandwidth congestion. They've also moved to co-located servers, meaning they own the hardware rather than renting virtual space. This eliminates the noisy neighbor problem, where other users on the rented server slow you down. Beyond raw speed, NordVPN is a powerhouse for streaming. It unlocks over 17 Netflix regions and works flawlessly with BBC iPlayer, Hulu, and Disney+. Because the speeds are so high, you never have to worry about quality drops while binge watching. They also offer threat protection, which is an advanced ad and malware blocker that works even when you're not connected to a VPN server. It keeps your device clean and, again, speeds up browsing by blocking resource-heavy trackers. Pricing for the fastest VPN on the market is surprisingly reasonable. It sits right in the middle at about $3.39 per month. We also have a coupon code that knocks 70% off the price of a 2-year plan. When you consider you're getting the fastest speeds, independently audited no-logs privacy, and a suite of security tools, it's the best all-around package available. Now that you know the top 3, I want to leave you with a quick checklist to ensure you're actually getting these speeds at home. Just buying the VPN isn't always enough. You have to set it up right. First, and this is crucial, go into your VPN settings and manually select the WireGuard protocol. In NordVPN, select NordLinks. In Surfshark and IPVanish, select just WireGuard. If you leave it on auto, it might default to OpenVPN, and you'll lose that 50% speed boost we talked about. Second, trust the Quick Connect feature. The apps are designed to find the server with the lowest load and lowest latency relative to your location. Unless you specifically need to be in a different country to unlock content, always choose the server closest to you physically. And finally, if you're a gamer or doing heavy downloading, use a wired Ethernet connection. Wi-Fi is convenient, but it introduces interference and latency that no VPN can fix. A wired connection combined with NordVPN or Surfshark is the closest you'll get to feeling like you aren't using a VPN at all. So to summarize, if you want the absolute fastest speeds, cutting-edge hardware, and the best streaming performance, NordVPN is the clear winner. If you are on a tighter budget but still want top-tier performance and unlimited devices, Surfshark is an incredible runner-up. And if you prefer a US-based option with great control over network infrastructure, IPVanish is a solid third choice. We have left links to all 3 VPNs in the description below, including those discount codes we mentioned. These are the best deals currently available, so make sure to grab them while they're alive. If you found this video helpful, please hit that like button, it really helps the channel. And subscribe to Cyber Insider for more honest reviews and deep dives into digital privacy. Stay secure, and I'll see you in the next video.